and it's the community and the language and the schools and everything combined, and it's so fragile looking outside in as an English person, and you just don't get this magic in other places, and you really, really need to be protecting this. We moved here about 5 years ago. So when we moved, my daughter was 18 months old and my son was still in the oven. And then about 6 months after we'd moved here, my son was born. And then 2 months after that, we went into lockdown. So my son didn't see anybody really for the first year of his life, and he developed like a real shyness. He was scared of the postman. He didn't like any strangers. And so when my daughter started school, I would take him then to drop her off in the morning, and every morning we'd go in and the teachers would have a little word with him, speak a little bit of Welsh, have a chat, you know, breaking the ice. And over time, over 2 years, he's sort of come out of himself. And he's so much more confident, to the point where now he's just started school and he's just walked in there super confident and a completely different child. You know, he was a COVID baby before, and now he's just like a normal, well-adjusted boy. Level of care from the teachers, you know, I don't think that you get that everywhere. And if the kids were bused to school, we wouldn't have had that opportunity to interact with the teachers so much. So we moved 5 years ago, and a week after we moved, the shop closed in the village, and so there's nothing, you know. We've got no family here, we've got no little social bubble during COVID, and really the school's been like the centre of our world, really, because it's the only place where I can go to speak with other grown-ups, connect, find out about what's going on here or there, or it's just so lovely. Everything about the Welsh culture and the Welsh language and the community, it's just so special, and you don't get that in other places. You're so lucky here, and it's the community and the language and the schools and everything combined, and it's so fragile looking outside in as an English person. And I've lived in a lot of places, and you just don't get this magic in other places, and you really, really need to be protecting this, because otherwise you're just going to become like everybody else. You know, it's going to be a big corporate without this Welshness, this unique Welshness that you've got. You know, we had considered moving when the cost of living started getting silly, but we stayed for the school. We moved here for the school. We looked for the school before we even moved, you know. That was the reason that we chose this house. If the school closes, I think that there is a very strong possibility that we would move out of Ceredigion, because we could move somewhere where my husband isn't commuting 20 hours a week. You know, we're making that sacrifice because the school's so good. If the school's not here, it'd be highly likely that we would move. You need to have young families in the area, because they're the ones who are going to be excited about Welsh. Now, my daughter, she's 6, and she, as far as I can tell, is fluent in Welsh, and that's down to the school.
Yeah. Diana Lolly, ni mynd I cinema I watcho Diana Lolly film.
She doesn't just speak Welsh to the teachers, it's the moment she walks through the school gate, she's speaking in Welsh, she speaks with her friends all day. She's just passionate about speaking the language, to the point where it's made me really proud.
Pwy sydd ar ôl I rhedeg, dyna pwy sydd wedi ennill.
This school is exceptional. It's a fantastic resource. The teachers are amazing. The quality of the education is second to none. You should be promoting that school. You should be telling people about that school and getting other people into the area. People move houses to get to a place with a good school.